families $65.
Yes, it is the crossover. We do it as a regular on a Thursday afternoon. It's all thanks to the Sydney Kings. Remember, grab your Sydney Kings tickets today at Ticketek. They're selling fast for that big game on Sunday. Guess what? I know they play tonight, but it's a double-header. So the Sydney Flames in action for the first time this season. I'm happy to say one of their star players, Emma Clarke, is in the studio. Welcome, Emma.
Hi, Jimmy. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I think contractually you're obliged to come in, so you go.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Can you tell the listeners what you told me about your time spent travelling today to get to this studio?
So it only took about 34 minutes from Olympic Park, but I refuse to take tolls because I'm from Western Australia and we don't pay for tolls. So yeah, it always takes me a little bit longer to get somewhere, but yeah, I made it. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
So no tolls at all in Western Australia?
Not in WA, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'll only take them in Sydney if, the time distance is more than like 30, 40 minutes. But
right, there you go. I love your strong political stance that you've come
not
in
taking any tolls.
Very good. All right, how's it looking for the Sydney Flames coming up to the start of the season? There's been a bit of a turnover in roster, most notably the great Tess Madgen has retired and Diddy Richards is not back from the side last year. So how's it coming together for this year?
Yeah, really good. And also Loz Nicholson, she announced her pregnancy a few weeks ago. So
oh, yes.
Yeah, so it has been a big turnover. I think we have only 3 or 4 returning from last season. But the people that guys brought in and our CEOs and our management staff is a great bunch of girls, and we're really excited to get the season ahead. We've had some preseason games up in Townsville, which were really successful, and we're just ready to hit the ground running.
How were they for you personally?
I actually didn't play in the games. I was managing an injury, but the team did really well.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about you and managing injuries because last year you had a grade 3 stress fracture of your tibia but didn't know about it, but just kept playing. So how is that particular injury now?
Yep, that one's all healed. It's all good. But apparently I went most of the season carrying that injury and wasn't diagnosed until I got back to WA. I had a bit of a niggle like the whole season, but I was just like, nah, it'll be all right. I'll push through. And then, got the MRI when I got back to Perth and they were like, all right, you're in a moon boot for 8 weeks, like you're not doing anything. That recovered, which was good. And I got to play in the Ford Ballin tournament in Melbourne.
Yep.
Played a few NBL 1 games and then got struck down with a concussion. So that was pretty tough.
How did that happen?
I actually ran into a camera on the baseline.
You are the gift that just keeps on giving, Emma Clarke.
I know. I just tripped out of court and smacked me right in my temple. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for me in the off season, but I've been able to work on other areas. So,
Sounds like a very serious concussion then, if that had that sort of impact.
Yeah, it was my 5th concussion too. So, it was about a 3.5 month little turnaround.
Okay. Given we talk a lot about that on this program, and being an ex-rugby league player, I had my fair share of concussions back in the day. We had no knowledge then compared to what we do now.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? How does your family feel about that now that we've got all this knowledge around the impact of concussion?
Yeah, definitely it had to be talked about, like with my sports doctor, because it was my 5th one and had to get an MRI and everything. And there wasn't any severe damage with the concussion, but I was just having those constant headaches. But you said, like with the research there is around it, I was able to put all my trust in the WAIS medical staff, and they proposed a really good plan to return to play and, followed that religiously. And, now I'm feeling much better.
And here's the other thing that we talk about a lot with the rugby league guys, but clearly with your tibia injury, you've got a high tolerance for pain, right?
Yeah.
So that for you saying, oh, no, I'm right to play from a concussion. If I'm on the staff, I'm like, we want to check this out further.
Yeah, keep her on the sideline. Yeah, no, well, with my leg, the doctor said, Emma, I can't believe you've been playing this whole WNBL season. He said, you're in pain, but you've just not realised it's been there. And then it was funny enough when I actually sat down and wasn't doing anything, it started to ache and really become an issue. But that's all solved now, and the concussion's all good, but just still managing a little niggle at the moment. But
okay, well, hang on. What's the niggle? What's the niggle you're managing now?
Oh, I have a little strain in my quad.
Okay.
So yeah, just managing the return to play with that.
Will you be suiting up on Sunday?
I won't be suiting up. On Sunday.
Disappointing.
No,
Disappointing.
yes.
Anyway, UC Capitals, first game of the season. Hey, we had Guy Malloy on last
awesome.
week.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I'm reading about your story and knowing and working with Guy. Give us an insight into Guy and also Renee Garlop, who's obviously an important part of the coaching structure there at the Flames.
Yeah, no, really good. So my first year, I didn't have Guy as my coach, and
Yep.
then I was contracted for 2 seasons, and he came back in my second. Well, he came in my second year, and yeah, I've honestly not had a coach like him. Like, he's really hard and holds everybody to a really high standard.
Yes.
But like, he's really personable, and he really wants to see everybody get better, and he really cares, I think, about
Yep.
all of us as individuals. And yeah, I do think I'm developing very well under him. And yeah, Renee, same thing. Like, she's been there and done it. Like,
Yep.
she's great. Like, especially now with my return to play, just doing a lot of individual sessions with her and working on specific areas in my game. Just to be able to do that from like a past, star, like,
Yes.
it's just phenomenal. Just she just gets it.
The other thing I read in an article about you is that there might be a situation in certain teams where you go, yes, let's work on that, but when it comes to the crunch in the game, no, you got to do this. That's not the case at the Sydney Flames.
Yeah, no, I definitely think like Guy sees me as quite a versatile player, and I
Yep.
think that's something that I can really bring to the team, especially this season with our youth that we have, is whatever team or whatever players he wants to put out ahead of that week's game, I can hopefully fill, if he needs to be bigger or smaller, guard someone quicker, or anything like that. So yeah, it's good.
The 3-point shot is one of the features of your game.
Yeah.
Explain how that came about, because, again, I was reading about you were always the tallest, and then all of a sudden in the under-15s you weren't the tallest.
I know,
and had to go back to the drawing board with Dad, no less.
Yes, no. It was funny because I was at like an under-15s tournament and I shot the ball terribly. I couldn't get it off in time. I was getting it blocked, and I think I wasn't practicing it at a quick enough speed in like a national level.
Yes.
But yeah, when I got back home after that tournament, Dad and I sat down and we were like, all right, like, we got to fix this. And we spent hours and hours outside in the backyard, down at the local school, primary school outside. So yeah, it was. I would say it was a long journey, but I'm still working and adapting my shot today. But it's something that I'm pretty good at, I would say.
Does Dad have a basketball background?
He was more footy,
Right.
but
Yep.
he does coach at a private school, the basketball team.
Okay.
So yeah, and my younger brother is also getting coaching tips from him, so
Okay.
he's still going strong.
That says something about, I see it a lot with junior sport, right? And having played everything when you're a kid, and then you see your own kids in particular, but like I coach my kids' teams and everything. Deliberate practice, like game simulation practice, is something that's underappreciated because, you can do a fielding drill, but if you're not under pressure like you are in a game, then it feels like a waste of time, which sounds like what you did as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. No, definitely when I came back from that tournament, it was like, all right, we need to replicate as many game-like drills as we can do, speed up my shot.
Yep.
I'd have my mum down there like throwing the balls at me, and she doesn't have a basketball background, but she was in ballet, so the ball sports aren't really good, great for her. But
She was in ballet.
She was in ballet, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So didn't do any team sports or ball sports, but having them like pass me the ball really fast, just catch and shoot, and closing me out, and which I would say it's definitely helped me today.
Fantastic. All right, how does a girl from WA who doesn't like paying tolls like living in Sydney?
Yeah, I love it. It's good that I have a 6-month stint at home.
Yep.
And then come and live in Sydney. And I do think Sydney's a bit more sped up. You go to the grocery store and God, everybody's just moving around really fast, and the traffic, and the beaches are so packed. Got to fight for a bit of sand on a hot day. It doesn't happen in WA. But no, I do like the change up, and living on the East Coast is cool, and I just like Sydney.
And so now you're into your third year with the Flames.
Yeah.
It feels like, and I know there's the great success for the Kings, and then last year was a little bit disappointing. But the growth of basketball, we talk about that, and you would see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's this groundswell, in particular in women's basketball?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think back to when I was younger watching the WNBL and just like how many people were at the games
Yeah.
and like the media exposure, it just wasn't there. But now it is continuing to grow, and we just have such a good relationship with Hoops Capital, obviously, and
Yep.
they're doing everything they can to promote us. And it's actually funny you say that, because this morning I had a young girl that I coach over in WA, her dad messaged me and say that she's got an opportunity to go and play in America and go and
At college?
college
Yeah, wow.
experience. So it's really cool. It just really put a big smile on my face that,
Yeah.
like somebody that I was coaching and, she's having that great opportunity to go. Whereas when I was trying to go to college, it wasn't really a common thing to do.
Yep.
To see her get there, it's just such like a wholesome experience. Yeah.
How satisfying
Wait.
for you.
I
Well
know.
done.
I'm so
well
happy
done.
about it.
Double headers. There's one on Sunday, Kudos Bank Arena.
Yep.
You guys have got the UC Capitals. Do you like the double headers?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really fun.
Yeah.
I've obviously played in a few of them,
Yep.
and just great to have all the fans come in and see both games. And we obviously have a few more that roll in at towards the end of the games, ready for the Kings. It's just great to be on the same stage as the men.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really happen much in the WNBL. We're the only team that have partnered with our men's team. So it's really good. We have the fans come down and signings after the games, and we interact with the fans, and then we stick around for the men's games, show our support for them, and a few of them at the start of our games as well. So it's really good. Yeah.
What do you notice about the fans? Because I've got two boys and a daughter.
Yeah.
And the boys, in particular, my eldest one, who's obsessed by all sports, but he doesn't see gender.
Oh, wow.
He just says,
right.
"Oh yeah, that's the women's cricket, and that's the women's NRL, and that's the men's NRL." Because of that, he's just been exposed to it since he was a kid. That it's such a natural reaction to him. Do you find that now with the Flames fans?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of fans at our games, especially when we're at the Key Centre. We're filling all our seats, but, we definitely want more fans to come down. I think it's so great to see, like, little boys in the crowd and young girls and, asking for our autographs and all that kind of stuff, asking for photos. And, I do think, like, with pushing through the media and our exposure of the league and just the Sydney Flames in general, that, we are getting out there, and we are a women's team, but we're still playing basketball. And I do think we are quite entertaining to watch.
No doubt you are. Emma, you've driven all this way. You've avoided all those tolls. Are you happy to stick around for a bit more?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Because I think you guys were struggling to find a captain, so you had to lump it on Kayla George. But anyway, we'll get to that after the break. If you want to ask Emma a question, 0457 736 736. Welcome back, Crossover. All thanks to the Sydney Kings. Remember, tickets available at Ticketek for the game on Sunday. $28 for adults, family $65. Get there earlier. Watch the Sydney Flames in action. Emma Clarke won't be playing yet, but very short. So how long?
Very shortly.
Very shortly.
Don't have an estimated date,
Okay,
but very shortly.
You're such a pro at this. Vague, but encouraging.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
we like that. Love the crossover, Jimmy, says Rooster Man. Yes, especially when Emma's in. No tolls in Perth. I'm moving there.
Yep,
Said
do
the
it.
Western Sydney Eagle. Great interview and insight into your career. Have you considered commentating? You have a great voice for it. Regards, Panther Pete.
Oh, thanks, Panther Pete.
So we were just talking about that, and we were saying, Maestro and I were saying, Emma, you're going so well. And you were like, yeah, that wouldn't have been you 12 months ago.
Ah, definitely not.
But you're killing it at the moment. Triple asterisks for Emma. Interesting conversation and so well spoken, says the North Coast Knight. So usually if you're the best caller, you get a double asterisk, but he's saying triple asterisks
Oh, wow.
for you.
Thank you.
No one left to captain the side, so you had to go with Kayla George, huh?
Yeah. She was the only one left. No, it's so awesome to just be in Kayla's presence and be under her leadership. She's had such an amazing career and still is today. Obviously her last stint with the Opals at the Paris Olympic Games was just so amazing and so inspiring to see how she had such a great tournament and the impact she made on the team. And we're obviously really thrilled to have her as our captain this year.
We interviewed her a few weeks ago and just calm.
Yeah.
Like just calm. And I was like, oh, wow, so impressive the way you carry yourself. I want to ask you about Athena Sports Supplements now. You're an ambassador for them.
Yes.
We just looked them up. They look fantastic. Tell us more about them.
Yeah, so Athena targets women. So all of our products, I say our products, but
No, they're yours. Absolutely.
They are. All of our products are, tailored to women. So we've got, like protein plus iron,
Yes.
protein plus collagen and calcium, all those things. And I guess it comes across, I feel like, as a more nutrition friendly for women, because
Right.
I feel like most of those other nutrition brands come across as bulking and the power shred and
Yep,
all
yep.
those kind of things.
Yeah,
but
I know them.
but
I'm
these
joking,
ones
Emma.
these ones they're really tailored for women, and they're obviously just such even amazing taste and the protein in them and the level of all the calcium, all that. It's actually really nutritious. So yeah, I love the products. I obviously am an ambassador, but I take them every day. They're so yum.
Look at you ambassador, you. So good.
Yeah.
Hey, it has been a delight to have you in, Emma. Thank you very much for avoiding all those tolls and coming to see us.
No worries.
We won't see you in action on Sunday. We will see you throughout the year for the Sydney Flames. All the very best.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Emma Clarke, our special guest there. What a star. We look forward to her getting onto the court and showing us all her skills. All right. Oh, dear. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe it. Anyway, let's break and then we'll finish up here at the Crossover.